Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another one of my course vlogs. We're out here in Los Angeles. This is Griffith Park. We're playing the Wilson golf course. Some would say this is the better and longer of the two golf courses, and this is the back nine. If you're looking for the front, the link is in the description below. Hey, if you're new to the channel, please click the button below to subscribe. I'd love to have you back here week after week. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I need to know you're out there. Let's head on out to number 10. Blending right in with number 9. There's really no halfway hut until the 10th green. A little bit different. Here we go.
Right behind the 9th green here is a little bit of a plateau for the 10th hole. It's going to wrap slightly around to the right and stay level on the fairway before it drops down towards the green. A great drive should get you down around this tiny little tree here on the right, really opening up that green, and you'll see it will drop off to the right if you miss severely down there, and that bunker short left really shouldn't come into play. Playing the cut off the tee once again here. A smooth drive right down Main Street. I believe this ball ran just through the fairway here, but you can see the rough is nothing I really have to deal with. 115 yards. This is a smooth sand wedge, and this thing ripped back right back to the front of the green. I just didn't quite get enough on it. A little bit up the hill here from the front of the green. This is a very long and tricky putt with how bumpy these greens are, but it's underneath the hole here. 8 feet for par. It's makeable. No problem. Not quite comfy, but it's still a par to maintain that 1 under par round. As we head into the most difficult par 3 on the entire golf course. There's only 3 of them, but this one is a brute. 220 yards from the tips, not a bunker to be seen because this little minute green is sitting on top of a tiny little plateau. Missing left, right, or long is going to be a severely troublesome up and down for you. I was luckily able to knock this right up to the edge of the green, giving myself a relatively simple up and down, which today the wedge has been working from off the green. I've got a lot of confidence with it, knowing I can knock it close, maybe even knock it in, easily knock it up there with nothing to worry about for the par, as we can head on to some beautiful, beautiful par 4s here in the next 2 holes. 12 and 13, I think, are awesome. This 12th hole is a little bit shorter, 377, and it wraps around to the right around that gigantic fairway bunker, which is really going to serve as the primary hazard on this hole. Lay short of it or go long of it, but it will cut off a lot of that fairway. Another bunker just as big as the green is going to catch any short right flared shots, and there's some decent terrain on this green as well. Now, we were having a stinger contest off the tee here with my group, so I showcased my 2-iron stinger here. Not quite the shot I was looking for. It's a little bit further back, but it was not in the sand. And I just kind of wiped at it here with a pitching wedge way off to the right. It flew that bunker, and it was pin high off on the right-hand side, and I just had to get another one up and down. When you're relying on your wedge this much, you're just not going to get everything as close as you want to. Another 8-footer for par. Just on the outside lip, and is going to catch that bogey, dropping me back down to even par for the day. But it's all right. We're still having a fantastic day out here at Griffith Park. Now it's time to start heading towards the clubhouse, and the last one on the other side of the street is here, this 13th hole. Gorgeous with the hills behind the hole here. I mean, it's awesome seeing your golf ball fly up and straight into a mountain backdrop. As the hole curves around to the right, it's also going to slightly climb the hill, revealing this green that's relatively wide open, but this bunker will come into play for a lot of hole locations, especially anything off to the right-hand side. Now, I wanted to get a little bit closer to the green than I did on the last hole, And well, it was mission accomplished. A little cut right down Main Street, leaving myself under 100 yards here. A little knockdown sand wedge. but it's another one that I flared off to the right. This is becoming my miss here, a little bit right and a little bit short with those wedges. I'm going to have to figure that one out. Another long lag putt way up the hill, but this one was perfect. Up there to a comfy foot away for a nice comfy tap-in par. We head back across the street to my favorite side of this golf course. Starting here with the 14th hole, it continues on from the 5th hole on this side of the street, and this is my favorite par 5 on the golf course. Long one, 577 yards from the tips. It's just gonna slowly sweep down the hill and to the right, and it's also gonna continue to get narrower and narrower. Gigantic trees frame this entire hole, and as we come down to the green, you'll finally find that tiny little postage stamp surrounded by bunkers on both sides and by a dry riverbed on the right-hand side. You're really going to have to think about it if you have the guns to get there in two. This is a treacherous approach. Another beautiful cut right off the tee, and man, that was as good as I can hit it. I really had a decision here to make, and I wanted to go for it and just barely get it there on the front of the green, but I hit a terrible 2-iron way off to the left, and over on the other side, this is on the 16th hole, up, and up over this tree. Only 75 yards to the hole, but this ball had to go straight up.
You know, I'm not quite sure if this does any perspective of how tall that tree was. It's one of the highest lob wedges I've hit in a very long time. Oh man, birdie putt, let's go.
A birdie putt indeed, 20 feet under the hole. I wanted to see this one roll in after that bogey 2 holes ago, but it wasn't meant to be. Another comfy tap-in par is really, not too bad after how bad that approach shot was. Now, the last par 3 of the day is just a little shorty. Only 160 yards from the tips. This is going to play flat and level and right in front of you. Today, our hole location is just a little bit tucked on that right-hand side over that bunker. And don't be deceived with how much green is over there. If you miss right of the bunker, you will miss the green, which I found out just to demonstrate for all of you, I guess. Trying to get up and down here, though, was not an issue for me. Another easy chip shot down there to 1 foot. We tapped it in with a wedge and headed on down to the 16th. Now, there's been a lot of pretty golf holes on this course, but this might be the best one. The 16th here is a nice, beautiful par 4, climbing up the hill to the right, all the way until you find the green. Those big trees are going to frame the left-hand side. That's that par 5 that we were playing just a little while ago. And if you hit a good drive around the corner, you'll see the green perch just ever so softly there in the side of the hill. Miss to the right, you're above it. Miss to the left, you're below it. It's a gorgeous old-school design here. No bunkers necessary for this difficult hole. It's just cuts all day long off the tee. When it's working, man, is that a comfortable shot to just let it go. 160 yards here into the green. I take that back. 150 yards into the green. That was a pitching wedge, and it was the same as all the rest of the shots here. Spun it back way too much off these soft greens, just back to the front. When it's a back hole location, man, is it tough for me to get it back there. Not gonna be able to do it every single time. A tough 3-putt bogey there. And we're heading on finally to the 17th hole, a perch tee box. This one's way up on the hill, and you get to launch it down to this fairway. That bunker on the right is your only real hazard to deal with, as there is plenty of room to miss left and right. And as you see, the trees on the right-hand side really crowd into this fairway, so missing to the right is not ideal. Smash it over there to the left-hand side, you'll have a great angle into this tiny little green. Now another attempt at hitting the cut, and it finally double-crossed on me. Aim left and it went left. A stick straight tee shot right into the dirt here. I was able to get a club on it and get it around this big dead tree and up towards the green. A very fluffy lie though from all the way over the green. And I was luckily playing back up into the hill here for this chip shot, allowing me to be aggressive, knock it down there close, and be able to tap it in with the wedge again for another par, maintaining the 1 over par round today as we head into the final hole and the final par 4 before we head home. Now the 18th hole here is a even 400 yards from the tips, but it's playing uphill and it's going to play longer. A severe hill off the right, and the fairway is going to cant right to left all the way up towards the green. Air your drive as far off to the right hand side as you can because it will kick to the left. The green is perched up on the top of the hill and protected long and left by sand. Missing it short right should produce an easy up and down for you here. Now I didn't really learn my lesson. I aimed on the left-hand side, tried to hit the cut again, but it went stick straight again. Off on the left-hand side, we're going to have to play a gigantic sand wedge up and over the pine trees, but it's okay. I had the trajectory for that. I barely missed it off to the right, and it just was a little short of the green. A simple up and down, though, from the front of the green to this middle hole location. The ball really did roll out a little longer than I expected, but I was able to see that line, just a little break to the right here, to save par on the last hole.
Oh my gosh, just another up and down for par. Up and down all day long, only that one birdie. It's all right. We'll see you next time.